So Madonna is too old. She is thirsty. She is trying too hard. These are all words I wouldn't say. But sometimes you do hear this criticism. Madonna still at it. Confessions 2. It's exciting. And even though she's well into her 60s, I don't understand why she gets so much criticism. Okay, so I usually don't spend much time on anything like this, but it is funny to me because in the recent times, you've got Madonna, a powerhouse in terms of performers. If anything, you got to give her the credibility of longevity. Career longevity is nothing that is comes by easy. And with the excitement of Confessions 2, she decides to perform in Times Square. And then that's exciting. That's an event for Madonna fans. If you don't like her, that's a different story. But it is funny because now, not so long ago, she joined Sabrina Carpenter at Coachella, and it was like, oh, Madonna, she's so thirsty, she's holding on, this, and this, give it up, take a rest. And then so quickly, again, Times Square, New York City, really getting amped about this performance, which, of course, lets the audiences know and the Madonna superfans know that Confessions 2 is like, it's exciting. And it's just one of those things that I've never understood the concept of when somebody ages that somehow they need to like let it go or give it up. Especially somebody like Madonna, who, if one thing that you could say about her is she's always had career longevity and career reinvention. She's always had career longevity. She's always had career reinvention. She's always marched to the beat of her own drum, as cliche as that'll be. The other thing to think about, too, is if she could do it, what's the problem? I saw Madonna at the Celebration tour, but what's interesting about that is she is aging, of course, and she did have some health issues. So those health issues actually pushed the tour back. So I think it's like one of those things, like if the person is healthy enough to perform, I don't see what the big deal is. And also, sometimes seeing somebody perform and breaking through like Madonna continuously does, performing right there atop Times Square in New York City, it's exciting. And if they could do it, why not do it? Older performers that I saw that I enjoyed in some of the concerts I've seen in the past like 3 to 4 years, Diana Ross, you got Mick Jagger, Rolling Stones. Like, to me, it's like if you can see these artists and these groups perform, why not take advantage of that? And I think about the time too, like there was a time, there's so many artists I could think about, but right off the top of my head, like I would have loved to see like a Tom Petty and of course, George Michael, like all these artists that are aging and have aged and since passed on. So the thing is, like, if somebody's enjoying it, why would we care if they do it into their 60s, 70s, or 80s? Sure. Are they the same person they were when they were in their early 20s? Absolutely not. But neither are you, the person who potentially enjoys or, the fan base or the listener or the viewer of the work. So I just thought it was so funny that one thing is like, on one hand, she's having everybody talk and is excited about, Madonna, new music. This is great. Which is her nature. She's always been very polarizing, but if the polarizing thing is that she's just old and she should hang it up, that I don't know that I could agree with. And also there's a level of like, how about the time in the era where if you didn't like something, you just didn't like it and you just didn't pursue it or buy the music. If you don't buy the music or go to a tour, what difference does it make? But the notion that like somebody is performing and it's what they love to do and they got to give it up and they got to quit their pursuing anything, that to me seems a little much. So whether Madonna's in the middle of New York City performing like she's in her 20s in Times Square, or she goes to Coachella, or she goes on these ridiculous live streams, like, not that she's done that yet, but whatever she does, like, it's really just for her, the fans. And the notion really to say somebody else needs to stop doing what they're doing, I just don't personally understand it. And it's not really a knock if you don't like it, that's fine. But I just could not get into a space of saying Mick Jagger, Rolling Stones, they should give it up if they're enjoying it and their fans are enjoying it. If Diana Ross is performing over 80 years old, like if these artists enjoy what they do and there are people that want to see it, it seems so odd to me to say, oh, somebody needs to like give it up or hang, throw in the towel, hang it up. Why? Shouldn't we always be pushing for more? Shouldn't we always want more? And in some ways, that's like the easy thing, is to just be like, oh, we have these little restrictions. And this is like Madonna, classic Madonna. She breaks those restrictions and she does what she feels. And if it's not harming anybody, it really doesn't seem like it's a big deal. So I guess it is kind of one of those things. What side are you on of the situation? Is an artist get to a point where they should hang it up, throw in the towel, or is it their prerogative to continue to perform as long as they want? 80, 85, 90, 95. Like, what does it matter if the fan base is there? I think the thing is, though, too, it's not like a one-hit wonder continuing to pursue it and going on and on and on, which would be fine as well. But this is people with the catalog that the fan base loves to see. The celebration tour that I saw Madonna in, as I, remember, like, she almost didn't get to do it because she did have a health scare and it got pushed back a whole year and a half later or something like that. That was fun because she got to go back to the 80s and 90s and 2000s version of her. A lot of times you see Madonna in the current, she's not going to want to go back to do some of those older songs. So I think artistry should be fun, and something about Madonna just rings fun. So I was a little shocked. Like I said, I don't really pay attention to these things like that, but I was really shocked to be like, oh my gosh, she is at Coachella with Sabrina Carpenter months ago, and it's like, she's too old, she's dusty, who does she think she is? And then she's right there in Times Square performing and having a great time, and the same types of criticism comes. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. And in fact, if anything, it makes me enjoy Madonna's work a little bit more. She is somebody of career reinvention. She is somebody who does things and marches to the beat of her own drum. And something about that is fun. Musically, is she the most, the vocalist, the greatest ever? Well, she's the most entertaining. And I wouldn't really care if I saw her in her 40s, which they've always critiqued her even in her 40s and then her 50s and now 60s. So it's really not anything different. It's just a matter of, this concept of, like, at certain points you need to stop doing certain things. But I think we are given this time to do what we, tap into our creative side and do really interesting and fun things. Why would you not? Why would you hold the concept in your head of, like, oh gosh, what will they think of me if I go have a ball and sing my music in Times Square? Why would you put that in front of you if people are willing to see it? And crowds do still love Madonna. That's just period, point blank. Crowds still really enjoy Madonna, and I guess I'm part of that. I saw her in concert, and I honestly would want to see more. Like Confessions 2, like, I'm so into it. Her doing a Netflix Madonna, like, story, all of it. I want it all, and in fact, I want more.